Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Colorful Kid Podcast. This week, Varo joins us to catch us up on all things Chivas. Varo, how are things in Chivas land through a third of the Liga MX season?
Hey, what's up, Raul? I don't know. It's going kind of like what I expected it to go. We're in and out of games. We're playing well, and then we play like crap. It's all over the place, but that's generally how a Liga MX season goes for majority of the Liga MX teams, where it takes a while to kick off. Eventually, they get going, and by the time you get going, it's Liga time.
I mean, you guys are in 10th place with 8 points, but if there's anything to take any solace in, you guys are 3 points away from 4th place Cruz Azul. So, and it could be worse. You could be Santos, who has 0 points through 6 games, 0.
I was about to say, like, before you mentioned it, I was like, if you look at it from like an optimistic point of view, you're only 3 points out of 4th place, which is a home field league advantage. So that's where you want to end up at least. When Chivas has made runs, they either make them as the wild card, the repechaje, or they'll somehow be in 3rd or 4th place. So we'll see where they end up at the end of the season. But as of right now, they are where I predicted they'd be. A team that's fighting for 7th to 8th place.
And they have a 0 goal difference, so it's not like they're getting slaughtered. They're kind of just hanging in there. So yeah, like you did kind of predict that it'd kind of be like pretty much a play-in team, kind of on the fringes out there. But all things considered, I think it's not bad for you guys. I mean, at least you guys are in the hunt. Your manager's almost coming back from his suspension.
It's not horrible, just because if you watch the games, it's like a little bit of bad luck, and then questionable referee decisions have been made, in my opinion. Some PK calls, some no PK calls that are, questions have to be asked. So I think Chivas could be a little higher on the table, or they could be a little lower on the table. How you want to look at it, but I can always find, I guess, like a positive spin on how things have been going. But there's a couple of things that we should talk about, specifically in the last couple of games that they played. You mentioned it, Oscar Garcia, he's out for a couple of games. He got suspended for 5 games because he lost his mind and tried to kick James and accidentally kicked the referee too.
I mean, he's lucky he only got suspended for 3 games.
Is it 3? I thought it was 5.
Was it 5? Either way, it's better than what someone said. Like, somebody did something similar. He got suspended 10 games. So it could have been 3 games up to 12 games. That's what I was seeing, like, in the aftermath of it. But yeah, kind of crazy. Just, I think it would have been worse if he made clean contact, but he did not. I know you guys want to talk about the recent games, but before we get there, real quick, let's just kind of review their transfer window, kind of set the stage here. I'm kind of grouping in the last 2 windows, so summer and the recently closed winter window. The big people coming in, I guess, Luis Romo, Fidel Barajas, who's only playing with the U23 so far this season. He's up to 4 games on there. Omar Govea, the prodigal son, Pulido, Tapias, Aguirre, who we talked pre-pod, not played at all since the last game he played, he was on the Galaxy. Going out for Chivas, at least big contributors, I would say, Chiquete, Macias, and Pollo Briseño. What are your thoughts now that the window's closed?
I think, obviously we could have done more. The names that were rumored to be coming to Chivas.
The Luca Romero,
Orbelín Pineda, Luis Chavez was rumored. I feel like this is the first time in a while we haven't seen Carlos Vela rumored to Chivas. So, that one didn't pop up this season. But I'm okay with the transfer window. I think Romo, like I said last pod, you're starting to see his influence on the team. He provides some solid midfield play that we've been lacking in. Guti's starting to play better. Can't be a coincidence because it's Romo in there helping him. As far as Pulido, already paying off. He scored a goal last night he scored a goal against Xolos.
First goal in 5 years?
in 5 years for Chivas. Yep. And like we were talking about too, already matched Chicharito's goal total since he came back. So that's off to a good start.
And that's Chicharito's total in 20 games, right?
I don't even know how many games. How many games has he been eligible to play for? Because when he hasn't been hurt, like, and when he does go on there, does not look good.
Well, he's the big signing, El Bombazo.
I mean, I think right now I think his role is more like a mentor to the younger players at this point. And
Which is
then
fine. I
maybe
mean, if you're not counting on him
like
not
5
being
minutes at the end. But you're not supposed to splash that kind of money on a mentor. Like,
yeah,
look at a freaking coach. Let him be a coach or something if you're going to pay him and to be a mentor.
There's no way he's not a top 3 highest paid player at Chivas, right?
No way. He has to be. I mean, obviously, Liga MX and salary numbers are not very transparent. So we're never going to know and we're never going to confirm. But I did see like a rumor. There was a rumor going around that Talarangel is the highest paid player on Chivas. And there's no freaking way. There's no way that your 23-year-old goalkeeper is the highest paid player in Liga MX.
Yeah,
not Liga MX, on Chivas. When you have Pulido, you have Chicharito. I'm sure Guti's getting a nice check. Like, there's no way.
Well, I've been saying it. I mean, Pulido was set to make $4 million in MLS, and even if you cut that in half, $2 million, he's got to be at least making $2 million. So
Probably,
I don't see him not being up there. So it's got to be him, Chicharito, and I guess Romo or Guti.
Romo,
if I had to pick a top 3, salary-wise,
those would be top 3. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, a lot of rumors coming out there. But yeah, the team is set. Like I said, there's a lot of rumors, big rumors, and then just when Pulido's your biggest move, are you really aiming for anything higher than play-in spot?
The thing is, I think they're banking on one of the kids breaking out this season, either Wilke or Hormiga. But then also we saw it midweek when they're playing Cibao and Wilke gets a start, and then they pull him in the second half to put on Pulido. It's like you couldn't have any patience and just let the kid kind of figure it out. Cibao, like, I'm not gonna say you're not gonna lose to them because they pretty much almost did, but it's Cibao. Like, you still have 90 minutes at home to turn it around if you were to lose 1-0. Like, you could have let the kid figure it out.
And in doing my arduous research for the pod, Chivas beat these guys 7-0 in 2 legs back in 2018. So they washed them in 2018 at 7-0.
As they should have. Like, they should. Like, what are we doing? That was some of the worst Chivas football I've watched in a while. And it hasn't been that good recently. It was, I don't know, but there's a lot of fans speculating that the team is just shitting the bed on purpose so that they fire the coach, which Liga MX is notorious for. There's even what they call it, tendiendo la cama. So they're making the bed for him to try to get him out of here. We even had a fan not break in.
That was crazy.
He didn't break into the press conference, apparently. Apparently he had applied for a press pass. And I don't know how, but he got verified and he got access. And that's why he ended up there, telling Oscar Garcia to quit if he had any balls.
That was crazy. Like, within minutes, that video was everywhere on TikTok, Twitter. Yeah. It was just wild. And like, it's funny because you can see the guy handing him the microphone, and then like he tries to take it away, shit, what's this guy doing here? And because he was decked out in Chivas gear.
Yeah, he was in the Chivas jersey. Like, clearly not I mean, I don't know. I'm not a reporter, but I assume you shouldn't be wearing any team colors or jerseys, merchandise.
Yeah, I would agree. But shout out to the Chivas fans who were there. I mean, I'm sure not all of them came from Mexico, but there was a decent number of Chivas fans in Canada in February. That's some dedication right there.
Wait, what, in Canada?
Yeah.
For what? No, we play Cibao. That's a Dominican Republic team.
I got confused with Pumas.
With the Pumas game, I was like, what are Chivas fans doing in Canada?
Yeah, no, I got confused because the Pumas game was right afterwards.
Yeah, they played in Canada.
Yeah.
No, this was Dominican Republic. Yeah, no, it was a nice crowd. That whole, the hard cam, that whole spot was all Chivas fans.
Yeah.
They made that whole thing. Yeah,
I mean, shout out to the Pumas fans too. There's a decent number of Pumas fans, and they look miserable because it was cold, man.
Hey, they lost too. Chivas almost shit the bed, Pumas like said, "Hold my beer, I got you."
And not to get in too much to the Chivas game or to the Pumas game, but there's all these hot takes on Twitter saying it's Liga MX wash for, these results, these midweek results in the CONCACAF Cup. But honestly, it's the first leg, man. Like, yeah,
And
Chivas was
yeah,
playing terribly, but would anyone be surprised if Chivas won 5-0 in the next leg? No.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how many fans turn out and what their attitude to the game is gonna be. Because I heard and I read online that a lot of fans were planning protests, specifically like the Barras, but they had already been warned that anybody that started like a "Fuera Brigada" chants or anybody that had banners were gonna get kicked out of the stadium. So they're trying to already suppress like the backlash that was gonna be oncoming from the Cibao draw. And then, I mean, they got a win last night, so that definitely helps calm fans down and keep them from kind of reacting during the Cibao game. But still, it's going to be interesting to see how home fans approach games going forward, specifically the Barras, because they're the ones that are like the voice of the fans in the stadium. Obviously, you have a lot of fans that travel from United States to go watch Chivas, and they own season tickets, so they resell their tickets. So it's just going to be interesting to see how fans react to another season of no investing by Mauri, a slow start, and a coach that a lot of fans don't like and don't like what they see on the pitch.
What was the last coach you guys liked?
The last
Almeida?
coach that I liked, let's see. I actually like Pauno. Paunovic was doing well. Like I mentioned the last episode, I think he lost the locker room, and then he probably asked for players. Like he wanted players in the offseason. They said no, and that's it. He's like, I'm out of here then. Like what's the point of staying here?
Yeah, it still blows my mind. I know I always bring it up that the guy who coached the Fire coached Chivas. Just doesn't make any sense to me because the same thing happened with him in Chicago. He had a decent season, and then like he would get these players, and they'd be in the doghouse with him, and we wouldn't see this guy play for 2 months, and it's like he was an MLS All-Star, but now he's not playing anymore because he pissed off Pauno, and they had beef. So I'm not surprised that he lost the locker room. He kind of has that reputation, but he's doing all right at Tigres. So
he looks miserable on theater. Like anytime they show him on camera, he's just like, what am I doing here? Like it feels like he just woke up and he's like, where am I?
Dude, the only Liga MX manager I saw that was ever happy is Piojo. He's a happy dude.
All right, just because he's yelling.
Yeah. Every other manager looks like, man, if I don't win by enough goals, I might lose my job.
Is he managing anyone right now? No, right?
He's the manager for Costa Rica.
All right, he got that national team game.
Yeah, the national job like in December.
That'll be fun to watch.
I already had some Costa Ricans DM me and asking me like questions about Piojo.
Yeah, all motivation, no tactics.
Yeah, they're like, oh, is he married to this formation? Blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, get ready for it, buckle in because it's gonna be a fun ride. Whether it's gonna be good or bad,
he'll get he could get the best out of some players, and then.
Well, I mean, he pretty much has to be the fourth best team in CONCACAF, and then I don't think Costa Rica, from what I heard, they don't have like a golden generation. As long as they're
does he have to be like the best now? How many spots is CONCACAF getting besides the 3 host nations for the next World Cup?
It's more because remember the there's more countries now. I think it's 5.5
without Mexico, Canada, and USA included,
including them. So they have to.
So there'll be 2.5.
Yeah, I think so.
So they have to be top 2.
Yeah,
or
but I'm saying like they just have to be the fourth best because the top 3 are going through. You know what I mean? It's not like they're expected to be USA, Mexico, or Canada right now. So it'll be interesting. Piojo doing Piojo things. We'll see. One thing, let's just kind of run through the 4 games that have happened since you were last on. We had Chivas lose 2-1 against León. Chivas tied 1-1 against Querétaro. And we just talked about that 1-1 draw in CONCACAF Cup, which took a 100th minute equalizer to tie the game. I don't think they're in danger of losing. I think they're going to win easily at home. And then last night's game, 2-1 versus Cholos. Since that's probably the freshest game in your mind, any thoughts on that game? Specifically, Efrain Alvarez and Mora, the kid. especially with that Chivas was rumored to get out of it in the window.
He was playing well. Like those first 10 minutes, he had like two shots that could have, if they were on target, they were gonna be trouble for Tala. I liked what I saw. He does play like you mentioned on the wings, so we could use the depth. I don't know if he'd be an automatic starter. We don't seem to have a starting 11, so anything could happen. I liked what I saw. Then they also had like a 16-year-old kid out there, right?
Yeah, Gilberto Mora. That's
Yeah, Mora.
the kid that the hype is just building up around him, and
Yeah,
he's doing good. I
he's
mean,
nice. Yeah, he was nice.
Osonio's playing him in his spots. He's not saying, "Hey, go out there and play 90 minutes." Like he's been coming on in the second half, getting 30, 40 minutes here or there. So I think they're doing a good job of bringing him along, which is tough in Liga MX because a lot of clubs, if they have a hot prospect like that, I mean, Chivas, how many next Chicharitos careers were like destroyed after Chicharito left because they didn't live up to him? I'm thinking like Eric Torres, things like that. These
I
guys
mean,
get just
so
put out
many.
there. I know.
Cubo Torres, Carlos Fierro. Who else we had? Like strikers. Said other kid's name.
Angel
Saldivar was okay. Godinez was supposed to be good. He burned out. Yeah, I mean, it's Liga MX, like we mentioned it, and we mentioned in the last episode. It's such a quick turnaround, so you need like super quick results that you don't get time to be in the slump or to have to take off. And look at Piojo. Fans were already turning on him. What are we, like 6 games in the season? He scored a goal last night, but they were asking for his head already. And I'm like,
I don't get it.
There yet. Like, we're not there yet.
I'm not the biggest Piojo fan in terms of him playing for the national team, but he's been doing well for Chivas. I've been saying that he needs help. Player. I mean, if he's their leading goal scorer, like that's not good.
No.
In terms of like he should have someone to play off of, but I mean he leads your guy in Liga MX. He's got 3 goals. He's a leading goal scorer for you guys.
Yeah,
so
he gets a lot.
I don't understand the hate.
It started this season though, because he has gotten off to a slow start and he hasn't looked that great on the pitch. But it's only the beginning of the season. We're okay. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Anyone else catch your eye last night? Cowell?
Cowell it was like a nice little spark in the second half. We did get pushed back into our own half. I think it took our coach a little while to react to that.
I mean, did he react, or did you guys just benefit from that red card?
It was a late red card though. It was like 81st minute around there. So it's not. It definitely took the wind out of their sails, but
yeah.
But either way, like they were, I didn't like how they got pushed back. Even they interviewed Piojo after the game, and he mentioned it too. He's like, well, we won, but like, damn. He's like, we just got pushed back that second half. He's like,
and
we got
to win, hit the post.
It is what it is. Yeah,
he could have easily scored. He hit the post and it just bounced out, and I think that was when they were down a man too. So they could have easily tied this going 2-2 late in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I put it out. It's a win is a win. It was an ugly win. Desperately needed. Theo Chavez picked up an assist, a nice assist too. I think either second or third assist of the season. I know he had one against might have been Tigres, where he, instead of selling the foul, he kind of just played through it and put it into the box. And then this one, he put it on Piojo's foot. Kind of like me in pro clubs,
I don't know about that, but no, he's been good. He has 2 assists in the league. I forget if he didn't get the assist in midweek. Who got the assist? It wasn't him, but he's been playing well for you guys. And all things considered, maybe it's a good thing he didn't get sold.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we can't sell him because we don't have another left back to play. So he has to be our left back. And I think he's good. I think he's gonna, that injury to, I forget his last name, crap. But the injury helps him be a starter. And I think that's what he needs. He needs minutes. He needs minutes to mess up and then to learn how to play well. Because he gets a little, my one like comment about him, he gets a little too handsy once he's about to be beat. So he's very prone to getting booked. Like once he thinks he's going to lose a challenge or get beat, he kind of just drags them down or like starts hugging them, grabs them. And he he leaves himself open to get booked. So a little more experience, you learn like little mañas that the referee won't see, and you stop a player without the referee noticing that you're hacking the crap out of them. He'll learn.
I mean, he's got 5 games in this season. He has 3 yellow cards, so that holds up.
Yeah. Yeah. See, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, anytime he's about to be beat, he either brings them down, which is great because the tactical fouls are great, but eventually he's going to accumulate enough yellows where he's going to have to miss a game. And then we don't have a left back. So what are we going to do?
Yeah. I mean, but he's been good. I mean, he's a starter. He's week in, week out now. He's starting every game for you guys. So that's great. And we kind of talked about how these prospects just get thrown into the fire, and then he's kind of responded well since he's been put on there.
I mean, his dad is he was a legend, so that's always good when these players' kids are the ones that are breaking out, just because I feel like they're a little more prepared for the success than when a lot of these kids that come from nothing blow up in Liga MX once they get their big first paycheck, kind of check out and their quality starts to regress. But that's also something I think that Liga MX in general has to fix and prepare these kids for the success that they're about to embark on, the money they're about to make, letting them invest smart and stuff like that. But I don't know, this kid has his dad to guide him, hopefully, and hopefully he could keep panning out and eventually make the jump to a European team. Those Holland rumors are still out there. The Dutch league wants him.
And the Dutch league will definitely take him for less than $3-4 million. But we'll see what Chivas is asking come summer, because we all know Chivas kind of puts a premium on their players.
12 million, baby.
I mean, in 2 years, Tigres might buy him for 12 million. So, it might work out.
They'll probably ask for like 6 mil. Maybe he leaves for like 3.5. I don't know. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but still, it's cool. It's nice to see a player establish himself early. I mean, it's gonna, not that you guys need the help, but it's gonna help you guys get those minutes for the U21 players pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, we look at our squad. We have a young squad.
Yeah, I think we were talking before the pod that, like, with Chivas' squad against Leon was 24 and a half years old?
4.6 years old. And then right after, it was 24-7 or something. And it wasn't until the Xolos game that it got pulled up a whole year, but that was because of Pulido skewing the numbers. 33-year-old Pulido.
Yeah, and if we were comparing it to like a Tigres squad, Tigres is like on average 27, 28, 29 years. It adds up when you got a lot of old guys running around.
Yeah, it's good that we've rejuvenated our squad. I think it's something that was needed. The names that left were all older players.
I believe you called them dead weight.
Macias, Briseño, and then obviously Chiquete we don't want leaving. I haven't paid attention to what I know he got benched like 2 games for Cruz Azul. I don't know if he's starting again or playing, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his, but yeah, Chivas, yeah, you guys didn't want to let him go, and then he went. But at least we got Romo, who's kind of unlocking Guti in the midfield. I feel like
he's definitely making him play better, and I like that. We need like PSV Guti. We need the good version of Guti.
Well, it helps if he has a striker to feed the ball to. Otherwise, he's just passing it to Piojo on the wing.
Hopefully Pulido keeps that going. He looked good. I know you mentioned that Kansas was like desperate to get rid of him, or like
he was washed,
ecstatic that he got sold.
They got a fee for him. They were a 7-figure fee. They were ecstatic too.
But he looked good. Maybe he just lost his smile in Kansas and didn't want to be there. And now he found the smile. He scored a goal. He got 1 goal called offsides. Got pulled back. He tried to stay onside that one play that got called off. He waited until the last second to make the run. But if he plays like that for the rest of the season, I think he'll be in good shape. They might be a surprise runner in the Golden Boot. No, I think that's getting ahead of myself, but
yeah, that's
optimistic.
You know what? I respect it. You gotta be optimistic.
1 goal, 1 game. Come on.
Yeah, love the ratio.
One goal per game. I'll take it.
I mean, it might help that Liga MX is one of the slowest leagues in the world, apparently, in terms of pace of play. So that definitely helps him as an older player.
Yeah, he's getting. I mean, he's a physical player. He can play. He can post up in the box, outside the box, which is really where he shined under Almeida. That like post up play. I really like that feature of his game. So I hope he can keep that going.
Before we move on to the upcoming games, me and Aib talked about kind of how looking back on the Almeida era, now that we're further away from it, it seems like it was underrated. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, like
in retrospect, like the man
it was
did work.
Five trophies in like a span of a year and a half. It was Copa MX, Liga MX, the CONCACAF champions, one of those other
Campeón,
the Campeón de Campeones or something like that.
Yeah.
And then what am I forgetting? I'm forgetting some Super Copa or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure it was five things he won in the span of a year and a half or 2 years. And I mean, that kind of run in Liga MX, and especially for Chivas, is like unprecedented. He kind of just revived the club, reconnected the fan base with the team, the franchise. And then when he left, it was another like slump and dark times. But yeah, definitely underrated. I think the support and love that he had from the fans, it's just, I don't know when we're going to see that again.
It's rare. And yeah, just kind of just to say, looking back, like they've been a mess. They've been a really crazy mess since he left. And he won so much. It's not like they were. I mean, I think they had better players, but I think he kind of raised the level of the rotation players. You know.
Well, yeah, he was like a motivational coach, like a player's coach, kind of like Pio Herrera is, where he can get more out of certain players. Matias, I remember Michael Perez. I loved Michael Perez when he was playing for Chivas. Michael Perez, La Torta. He was great. Like I thought he was. I said it on the podcast, on the Chivas del Norte podcast episode, where I raised the question to the boys. I was like, if you look at this squad right now, like who do you think is gonna be like a Chivas legend, or like a name that you reference for the next couple of years? And I was like, oh, my guy has to be Michael Perez. Like Michael Perez is gonna be the guy. And now he's like playing for like a Ascenso team or something. But yeah, he had what's his name, Giovinco, in his pocket during that CONCACAF Champions tournament. Had him in his pocket. Didn't let him do anything.
And that was like a souped up Toronto team too. They had Michael Bradley, they had Giovinco, they had Josie. This is back when they splashed that.
It was a good squad. Yeah, it was a good squad. And for Michael Perez to look like that, Jair Pereira was like a top center back in the league. He never really broke into the national team, but Jair Pereira, Alanis, who then went on to do nothing after Chivas. Jair Pereira, I don't know if he retired after Chivas or he went somewhere else, but I think
he went somewhere else for like a cup of coffee and then he retired.
But he got injured. So he always had like weak hamstrings. That was the thing about him. Where if he got hurt, like I said, he was done. But yeah, like those players, he got the most out of and elevated their game. And that's the kind of coach that he was, where he elevated ex-players' games, made them better than they really were, made them believe in themselves. It's something we definitely miss.
Now he's just balling out in Greece with a bunch of Mexicans.
Is he still at the Greek team? I thought he was leaving.
I think he's still there.
Like he got into a fight with management.
I think he always does. I think he figured it out. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure Pineda would have left.
Well, that was the thing. He didn't want to let him leave, or they wanted more money than what had originally been agreed upon. They got greedy. Cruz Azul was supposed to buy him, and then they wanted more from Cruz Azul, and the Cruz Azul was like, "Now we're out."
The story I heard is that the agent like was trying to play Chivas and Cruz Azul off each other, and that's ended up kind of breaking because he was set to come, and then he went back to Cruz Azul and said, "Well, actually, we want this," and the Cruz Azul was like, "Nah, we're good. We're gonna move on to other targets." But yeah, he's still the manager there.
Oh, that's crazy. I thought he had left.
He was rumored to go to a couple different lower level bottom of the La Liga clubs.
Okay.
His name would pop up, but he's still there. So, I mean, he could probably stay there for as long as he wants.
Probably.
I mean, he led him to the Europa League Cup.
Yeah, they also played like Champions qualifier, right?
Yeah, they had a double. They had their first double since the 70s, where they won the league and then won the cup.
There you go. That's
He
what
has a
Almeida
contract.
does.
He has a contract
Wins
until
trophies.
2028. So we'll see if it lasts that long. But he's got a contract through 2028.
Yeah, I
Enough
never forget
reminiscing
that
about the old
that
days. But
one press conference where he's like, hopefully one day I have a lot of money. He's like, I'm gonna come back and buy the club. A single tear just rolled down my face. The camera's not on, but
oh man, we'll get to the ownership question later on. But that'd be cool if he came back to the club. Even if he came back, which is like, hey, I'm the technical director.
yeah,
I'm
something.
sure fans would love that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Later this week, Chivas play the home leg in the CONCACAF Cup. CONCACAF Champions Cup, I think it's called now. And then they play Toluca away over the weekend. I'm kind of going with looking ahead. What do you think is it going to be a heavily rotated squad midweek? Or are they going to kind of hedge their bets and maybe play a couple more true starters than what they did in the first leg?
Yeah, I think they're gonna go for it right off the bat, just because, like I mentioned, they want to control the fans. They want to keep them happy. You don't want to give them a reason to boo you. They give a reason to pull out banners with messages of hate to the Vergara family and like asking them to leave the club. So I think they're gonna go for it. Hopefully, jump out to like a 3-0 lead in the first half, and then you can get more of the kids in there to just kind of give them a feel of the competition and let them get some innings in. So I think it'll be a more starter lineup, and then as the time passes by, they'll like ease in the younger players, the rotational players.
Yeah, I think the key is to get the first goal of the game.
Yeah, I think they're gonna open up fast.
If they give up the first goal of the game, I think it could get ugly in terms of just the other team's just gonna literally just play 11 behind the ball.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure.
And no matter how good a club is, if someone is playing 11 behind the ball and just not even caring about scoring, that's going to be tough to score on, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. But I think they're gonna go for it, come guns blazing as soon as that whistle goes off.
It'll be a fun game because it'll be a fun game for sure. And then also we kind of talked about Pumas. Pumas need to win too, so
they lost.
Yeah, that was just not. And that field, like I've played on fields like that in the winter, dude, it's just rock hard. Just those turf fields.
Did you see the Rayados game where they were just like sliding all over ice? You saw that one?
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok of like there's a guy, I don't know, he's like watching one soccer game every day this year, and he like happened to stumble upon that Rayados game, and he was just like, what the hell is this? And like they're literally sliding on ice. Like, what is this? And in my head I'm like, peak CONCACAF, man. Peak CONCACAF.
I mean, it's because it is peak CONCACAF right there. And of course the game's kicked off at
cancel the game.
Yeah, that and the game kicked off at what 9:15, or was it 10 o'clock? It was a late game, so like even colder. Yeah, it was rough, but yeah, I don't see Chivas losing, and if it does, maybe we'll have to have an emergency pod when they fire their coach. Because
definitely fire him.
At least he's going to coach that game, right? He should be coaching that game because he's not suspended for that game. So
yeah, that one he's allowed to be there. And you were right; it was 3 games that he got suspended for.
The numbers I saw when it first happened, people were like, "Oh, well, so and so kicked someone and he got suspended for 10 games," and I was like, "God damn, this guy's gonna miss the whole season." Because it was like game 4 when it happened, so like 10 games, 10, 12 games, that's the whole season. Well, yeah,
I mean, 10 games, you're out the whole season, essentially.
Yeah. So excited to see that game. It should be fun. Maybe it might be where they're not going to try it, but I should want to see Barajas get some minutes, man.
Maybe.
I mean, not to sound like a hater, he should have just stayed at RSL and just played. He was pretty much on every other game starter at least.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He was a starter.
So I think he made that move maybe one transfer window too early.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he can break into the first squad.
Do you happen to know who Chivas play if they advance?
I do.
Who do they play?
They play Televisa's child, America.
Dude, Henry Martin's going to tire out your defenders like crazy.
Dude, for real, man. That's all he does. Los cansa, and then another player takes all the glory, apparently. I still can't believe they said that. With a straight face.
With a straight face,
oh,
man.
Yeah, well, Henry tired them. That's why he was able to score. I'm like, what? I was like, what?
That's something you say like while you're playing FIFA, just trolling with your friends, not on national
Yeah,
TV.
not on national TV as a national sports broadcaster. Like so I'm telling you, Televisa, man, they propaganda. It's all propaganda.
Anyways, I hope Chivas lose on Wednesday now. Nah. Can you imagine though if Chivas win and then that's just going to be so much pressure for them against America.
Well, I mean, that's what they want. They get triple Clásicos out of this season. Then
Yeah, yeah.
they get 2 from the CONCACAF and then the regular season one, which is on March 8th. So they'll get triple Clásicos.
And these games alone will pay for the rights fees that whoever's televising the game in Mexico will make money off of. Something tells me more people will watch that game than Antigua at Seattle Sounders. After that, Chivas play Toluca away. How pissed are you going to be when Alexis Vega scores? Will he celebrate?
Will he? Did you not watch the last time he played us?
No,
do you remember that?
Oh, I remember.
Where he celebrated the crap out of a goal and then it got called offsides. He's like crying in the corner, like crying into his jersey, and then they got called offsides. What a great feeling.
I mean, that man just flamed out so bad the last 6 months, 9 months at Chivas.
I mean, he's finding his form, right? He's playing better again. But that's like a grudge match for Vega. He wants to bang in as many goals as he can that game.
It reminds me of when Jimmy Butler would play the Bulls. Ever since the Bulls traded him, that man would drop 40 points on one leg.
It's a grudge match. You got to do it.
Jimmy Butler holds a grudge, and yeah, Alexis Vega, I can see him getting upraised.
I mean, I respect
he's at home too,
the pettiness and the hate. I respect it.
The pettiness will drive him.
Can't hate. But I'm looking at like the Lucas results for this season so far. They beat Tijuana 4-2. They tied with Rayados 1-1. They lost to Mazatlan. They tied with Pumas 1-1. They beat Tigres 1-0, and they tied with Leon 3-3. So it's not like they're having the best. They're not getting the best results. They're only 1 point ahead of us on the table. So maybe it'll probably be an even match.
Yeah, it should be good though.
Maybe we go in and pull out the W.
I think it kind of depends on what happens in midweek.
No, I mean we should regardless try to win both games.
Oh no, I know, but
yeah,
if you need to play Pulido a lot of minutes on Wednesday, maybe he doesn't have any juice left for the weekend game.
Nah, he should play like 45 minutes max if he's gonna play on tomorrow. When is it? Wednesday night, right? That game? Wednesday night, yeah. He should play 45 minutes max. If they're up by like 3 or 4-0, then you could throw in Chicharito and let him earn his money.
Oh, it's a home game too. If Chicharito gets a home goal,
there you go. They boo him now.
Do they really?
When they show him on the screen or when he's coming on, they boo him. The crowd boos him. So he needs something to get back in the fans' good graces.
I always thought there was a good chance it could go sour for him, just because when he signed with Chivas, he was coming off a torn ACL, and it's like, even if he was 25, not 35, he was still going to struggle coming back from that torn ACL.
Yeah, definitely.
So now that we've a third of the way through the season, plus a couple extra games with the CONCACAF Champions Cup, what is your ideal 11? Do you have a sense of what you see as the ideal 11?
So like if I had to pick a starting 11 for a must-win game?
Yeah. Everyone's healthy, no injury, so we could pretend Pulido's in mid-season form.
I mean, obviously goalie, there's no other choice. You got Pablo Rangel. Left back, definitely would go with Mateo Chavez. Center backs is where the problem is, because obviously you have Diva starting, and then if everyone's healthy, then I play Castillo at center back. Castillo center back, Diva center back, put Mosa at right back. Midfield, you give me Romo Guti. I don't know if I probably also just for the team to function. Like, kind of want to find a way to squeeze in Beltran, but I don't know. I think he's just not in the coach's good graces, and he's not being considered a starter. So I don't think we could play him.
He's a guy that should. If you guys would have won last week, he's the guy that probably would have started and played 90 minutes on Wednesday.
Yeah,
just to get some match fitness.
Yeah, for sure. Probably also, and then up top,
Alvarado, Piojo, for sure.
I don't know. That thing is,
You serious?
so
You're not
maybe
gonna
I
have
don't. Maybe I don't put in also. No, but I need a CDM because ideally you want Guti and Romo to attack more.
well
I don't want to
against
put.
Cholos, you guys came out as 3,
Yeah, but
so you
like
had Mostro and
ideally,
Chavez as wingbacks.
I would want to put in Alvarado like as a false nine. I don't want him. I don't know, but yeah, Piojo on the wing. You gotta fit Camberos in somewhere, but his right, I think right wing is where he flourishes.
He played as like a left wing kind of on against Cholos last night.
Yeah, but he kind of got lost on that side. I didn't think he was really effective. So I think he's more of a right winger than a left winger. So just for that, I'd probably put Cade on the left. And up top, if Pulido can keep playing well, put in Pulido. I want Weekend Ormiga to take off, but if it's like a must-win game, you got to throw in the experience in there. A guy that knows what it is to win it all.
Dang,
With
you're just like
Chivas.
every Liga MX manager, not trusting the
You
youth.
said a must-win. If it's a must-win, it was like, oh, in a perfect
That's the
world,
thing with
like
Liga
no
MX.
pressure.
Every
No
game's a
pressure.
must win.
No pressure. Oh yeah, I'm putting a fantasy lineup, but it's like a real lineup. I think that's what my starting 11 would be. Automatic subs would probably be Yael and Camberos.
Padilla's been playing well.
Yeah, I like Padilla. He's
He got
also
2 goals
another
this
one
year,
that
Liga MX. He's
we
your
gotta
second leading
manage.
scorer.
Yeah, he's another one that we're trying to like manage and not let just get all the media to him. That's something also that I made that did well. He would protect our younger players. He wouldn't let them get exposed to the media and stuff like that. So I think that's something important we need to do for, especially now because we have a bunch of young players. Don't let them que no se les suba los humos. I don't know
Yeah.
how that expression works in English, but assuming everyone here is bilingual listening to this, so they'll understand.
And finally, let's we got some questions from the Chivas del Norte Discord. Here we go. If
We do.
Amadi isn't going to bring players to Campeonat, would fans hate it if we just became a selling club with a slight chance of maybe winning a title in some seasons?
I think fans would hate it. I don't think that's what fans want. Fans want to be in it every season. They don't want to be a farming system, and I get it. But at one point or another, they have to pick an identity. You're either going to be in it every season, or you're going to focus on developing Mexican talent, helping them get to teams in Europe and developing their career overall, or you're just going to keep them at Chivas for their career and try to win as many championships as you can. I don't think the farm system is that's a hard sell, I think, to the majority of the fan base. I don't think that's what anybody wants.
It's like championship or bust at Chivas, no?
Yeah, essentially.
No one's celebrating. We made the Liguilla without having to do a playing game. Or
That's
even
the thing. Like, at one point, yeah, it was like, oh, yeah, we made play. And it's like, when did the standards drop so low that that's what we're happy with? Like, what are we talking about? It should be top 4 or bust, and then at least semifinals. But again, with the squad we have and the players that we've signed, I don't think that's where we're at. I'd love for them to prove me wrong. Don't get me wrong, but I think this is where 7 to 8. That's where they're gonna end up.
gone to the days of competing at the very highest levels. Sounds like it, but
They'll get back there.
will they?
It's almost 2027, bro. Every 10 years, it's like Haley's Comet.
Yeah. Kind of adding on to that question, in 2027, when Chivas win again, is Amadi is the Vergara family still gonna own the majority of the club?
That's interesting because
Notice I said
feel like,
majority of the club.
yeah, because the big thing for Amadi anytime he talks is that he made a promise to his father. And I'm assuming, well, originally what I assumed the promise was that he was going to get Chivas ahead of America in terms of titles. And that gap just blew up. So I don't know if now his goal is going to be to win the league with Chivas and then be like, you know what? This is not my passion. This is not what I'm passionate about. I'm out of here. I won the league and I did that for my dad. And now I can sell the team without that being on my conscience. So I don't know. I don't think it's his passion. His dad obviously was different. His dad would threaten to hold pay if they were playing like shit. So, he would walk into the locker room and just rip them a new asshole every time they lost. But Amari's not that kind of guy. I don't know if it's because he's more professional or he lacks the passion for the club. It could be either one. But I don't see Amari being like long-term owner. And I think a lot of fans want them to sell the team, so we'll see.
I think one more bad season, not even bad season. If
No.
America wins a title again, I think the Chivas fans are just gonna lose it, because it's not even like, okay, Tigres is winning, Monterrey is winning, blah blah. No, it's a three-peat by your biggest. Not even that. I laughed with the back-to-back titles.
Yeah, Atlas had the back-to-back. America had the triple, the three-peat.
It's like those hurt more than another club winning a title. Am I right?
No, yeah, for sure. Like, it pisses you off. But even then, you have teams like the Luca. What are they at? Like now, 10 titles or something like that. Like, a lot of teams are creeping in terms of titles and how close they are to Chivas. So, if one other team besides America overlaps them, then you're in trouble. I think at that point you have to bail out.
And he'll have suitors. I mean, this club makes money. It's they own their
I wonder who
stadium.
would buy it though. You think
There would be someone to buy
Mexican?
Yes.
Probably, right?
I think if it was something where they would sell the club, it would be like, I don't know, I think the Vergara name will still be a part of the Chivas, whether it's like they own 30% or something, or I don't know, but I don't know. There'll be a club. This club is too big. There'll be someone. There'll be someone who says, I'll buy this club. Maybe Canelo. Maybe he fights Jake Paul, makes a couple $100 million, and bam, there you go. That would be a great owner for you guys. Someone who's just rich.
He's an Atlas fan, bro.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Damn,
You didn't see him at the stadium when they did the back-to-back? At the Atlas jersey on. He's not buying this. It could be like a group that gets money together and just buys up the squad, buys up.
I mean, there's no relegation, so
yeah, we need somebody to rescue us.
Speaking of which, is Alan Pulido the answer to the goal scoring needs at Chivas, or is he washed? Also, any goal predictions for Alan Pulido this season? So he's up to one goal.
Yeah, already surpassing my no. He looked good last night. And based off of that, if he can keep that up, I know he's injury prone too as well, especially at this point of his career. But if he can keep playing like that, he might be the answer at striker. Although it'll be a temporary answer, because who knows how realistically, how long would he keep it up for? A season or two?
If you're relying on him,
2 max
next season, yeah.
2 max.
If you're relying on him, and once the calendar turns to 2026, and if he's still your starting striker, that is you're just playing with fire at that point.
I mean, he could stay healthy and bang.
He could play 3-4 more years. It's just his track record the last couple of years with his health.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's injury prone, so it's not like we can definitely rely on him as not a long-term answer, but a 1 to 2 year answer. I don't think that's him at this point in his career.
I would say the over-under on goals is 4.5. Would you take the over?
I take the over on that.
In Liga, I'm talking just Liga MX. Just Liga MX.
Yeah.
Not the CONCACAF, because he could drop 4 goals on Wednesday, you know?
Yeah. No, I'd take over 4.5. I'd take that. Because I was going to say 5 or 6. He already has one.
Yeah, he's got one. The hardest one
so
is the first one.
I would say 5 to 6 goals this season. If he can keep playing like he played last night, I like how he looked.
I think your leader last in the Apertura was Piojo with
4 goals
5?
or something.
4 or 5?
4 or 5. Yeah, and then I think Cade.
3. Yeah.
And he's like a target. He's a target man. He can get up there in terms of like headers. So we've been lacking that.
He can drop back, and that kind of frees up space for Piojo and Cade up top.
Is it?
Yeah, I would say 5. 5 is my number.
Yeah, I'll take 5 too.
One more question here. 2 more. Why do people think the dressing room is broken? Is it because of OG?
Is the locker room broken?
Yeah. Is it?
I don't know. I think it's too early to tell, especially with the new signings we have. I mean, going back a couple of seasons, there was supposedly like cliques in the locker room and had like little groups that kind of looked out for each other. But I think we flushed out a lot of that. We sold a lot of those players, and kind of did away with that. I know right now the player that supposedly pissed off is Beltran because he's not playing, and you see him sulking on the bench, just not happy. And I get it. Like, you want to play, but when you play, you're not making an impact on the field. So how do you expect to be fielded every game? And he's another one that's in the slump. You got to get out of it. You got 10 minutes, make the most out of those 10 minutes. You got to do something. But I don't think the locker room is broken. I just think it's always like a transitional period where you have to understand what the coach is trying to implement into the system. Players have to click. They have to find their chemistry. So I wouldn't say they're broken. I just think we're in the transitional period where they're trying to figure things out.
And finally, most controversial question: does pineapple belong on pizza? I say no.
You're a no pineapple on pizza guy. I like pineapple on pizza.
Then again, I also like deep dish, and people hate deep dish. Deep dish.
Deep dish was okay. It was okay.
Deep dish, man, you liked it.
I liked it. It was okay. Like, I liked it. It wasn't bad.
You slept like a log probably afterwards too.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. I liked it. I did like it. But I do like pineapple on pizza. Pineapple, ham, pepperoni on pizza. Smacks. Like, can't go wrong with that.
I do like barbecue chicken pizza.
Barbecue chicken pizza? That's not bad.
Yeah. I'm a fan of that. It's pretty buffalo, yep.
Buffalo chicken pizza. There's a lot of stuff you can put on pizza. Somebody posted, what was it called? Did I delete it? Oh, I deleted it. What was it called?
It was Pizza Patron?
Pizza
Mexicana?
Patron.
Or the chorizo?
Yeah, the chorizo. I'd try that. Chorizo on pizza.
It's Chihuahua cheese, chorizo, onions, spicy crema sauce, and crust made with maíz.
Oh, damn, maíz crust? I did not read that. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, maybe you can opt out,
Give me a real piece of crust.
Looks good. Kind of hungry now. Anything else you want to talk about before we sign out?
I think we're good. I think we talked about everything we wanted to talk about. We covered the next game. Yeah, I think we're set. Yeah, I'm good.
So Chivas are winning on Wednesday, and if not, emergency pod.
They're winning on Wednesday. They're winning on Wednesday.
The next head coach of Chivas.
I don't even know who they would bring in. Like, they would have to bring in a recycled Liga MX coach at that point, because you're not gonna find a real coach in the middle of every season. Every league has their season going on right now.
What if
they're like MLS?
If Vergara is just being cheap on the player transfers because he's saving money to pay the transfer fee to bring back Almeida?
Don't give me hope, bro. Don't give me hope.
Or does Vergara not want to bring him back because Chivas probably still owe him that money for the bonuses?
Some of these rumors that are out there are like so ridiculous. Like Almeida was paying the players. Bro. Like, what are we talking about?
The Liga MX subreddit confirmed it, bro. I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, damn. Liga MX Reddit is never wrong. Never wrong.
It's something. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to the pod. Make sure you drop a review, subscribe, let us know who you want to see come on next or what topics you want us to talk about. Varo, it's been a pleasure. Until next time.
Later.